So, War of the God Monsters. That was a movie. Um, Not very good. So, the plot involves a reporter who goes undercover so she can find out what this scientist is working on. And the whole time, the scientist is trying to find proof of his theory that global warming is going to cause giant monsters to awaken from glaciers to destroy the world. And, it's like, okay, it's a kaiju film. This is fine. The only problem is that it took over 50 minutes before the monsters began showing up for real. You got like a little cameo here and there of some of these monsters that were real quick earlier on, and then there was a dream sequence where there was one kaiju who went around. It was really goofy looking, um, but that was a dream sequence instead of it being real. The majority of the plot with this female reporter. I can't even remember what her name is. The daughter of the scientist just kept on calling her big sister. Um, the entire time, like for 50 plus minutes, she's lying to the scientist, trying to snoop around, pretending to figure it out. And then once she was caught being a fake, um, she camped outside and continued lying and stuff, getting somebody to fake attack her so she could try to be on the scientist's good graces. And the scientist, I'm trying to remember his name, like all the names are like blanking on me. Um, but he had one room in the house that no one was supposed to go in, and it took a while for this female reporter to get in there and find out about this theory. And then, of course, the scientist had a very young daughter who needed basically a babysitter. And you went through like this slice of life drama going on for 2/3 of the film before the monsters show up. And then once they do, every one of the monsters was pretty cheaply designed. But hey, I don't know how big the budget was for this film, so it was neat that there was a lot of different monsters. However, they weren't on screen very long, and once they were, it was just this. There was like repeat scenes of these really, really fake looking uh, planes flying over, shooting at them. So the dream sequence monster was, I would say, probably one of the better looking ones, but he wasn't even real. Um, he was a bipedal um, beast, maybe more lizard like. He had all these weird frills all over him, and he could breathe fire and shoot, like, I don't know, bone missiles out of his fingertips or something. And that was kind of neat, but he wasn't real. Then you had this one that looked like an owl creature, sorta, that was flying around, but you didn't really see him for very long. Then there was another one that looked kind of like a cross between a chicken and a vulture, and it laid eggs, and that was pretty much it. He walked on two legs, and it was, making a lot of noise whenever it was on screen. Then you had the main monsters that were, your standard lizard like ones that came out, and they did most of the fighting, probably because those might have been the best looking costumes they had. But I don't know. They were on screen the longest. Then they had ones that looked like knockoff Manda from the Godzilla movies. So overall, the music wasn't that great. The plot was kind of stupid, and it took forever for the monsters to show up. Um, the majority of the plot felt disconnected from what they were trying to go with, And the monsters didn't fight each other. With a name like War of the God Monsters, I thought they were going to fight each other, not just the humans. And, I'll give them this. There was a lot of different monsters, some relatively interesting designs, but it was not the best movie I have seen. I would say that unless you're a giant monster movie fan and you love watching every single one, I would say you probably could pass on seeing this. I decided to check it out because I thought it was going to actually involve a bunch of monsters fighting each other. Um, but, you know, I watched it on Tubi because they have a lot of monster stuff on there. And now I'm going back to work on Ultraman Dyna, and I'll catch you all next time.